What's good, Commanders fans? OTAs day 5. So we heard a lot of stuff from Emmanuel Forbes going up against Terry McLaurin and Jahan Dotson. Just 2 plays, but he had 2 pass breakups, which is pretty good to hear for him in practice as he's being tested against a top wide receiver in Terry McLaurin and a really, really good receiver, Jahan Dotson. Even when he goes with De'Ami Brown, I think De'Ami Brown is a good receiver. Curtis Samuel, of course, is a great number 3 wide receiver. So practice is where Emmanuel Forbes is definitely going to learn a lot, and he's playing in the slot here and there as well, per Zach Selby. Another big news is that Ron Rivera is miking up Sam Howell. Him and Bieniemy are doing that so they can hear how he commands the huddle. That is a part of his development. So, of course, as we always do, we're going to be who was there and who was not there at OTAs. I'm not going to get into too much of who was there and who's not. I think we're past that argument of whether people should be there or not. And then, injury updates, stuff like that. All right. So, of course, the usual guys weren't there. Leno is still not there. Chase Young's still not there. Montez Sweat's still not there. Not sure about Ridgeway, but Casimir Allen had a hamstring injury. That is unfortunate. Quick guys, speedy, shifty guys that, they run into hamstring injuries from time to time for sure. So, Jamin Davis did have a knee cleanup procedure. So he was on the bike on the side field. Gibson was on the side field as well. Like I said, Casimir Allen did not participate in practice. Cameron Curl once again doing drills, but not participating in team drills. So, all right, let's get to some of the play-by-play, and then also there's a nugget here that I wanted to talk about here before we do get into the play-by-play. Oh, so this is from Ben Stanek. Ron Rivera in his press conference before OTA started. He said on the cornerback Emmanuel Forbes and St. Juice have taken reps inside with Fuller remaining on the outside. So Kendall Fuller, he was really good in the slot when he was here before we traded him to the Chiefs. When he was on the Skins, he was really good in the slot, but since he's came back, he's been better on the outside. He just doesn't have the lateral quickness that he used to have when he was younger to play in the slot. The shiftiness, the change of speed, the change of direction. So he's just been better on the outside. Forbes, I think he can play inside, but of course I think Quan Martin is the guy that is really going to be playing at that slot Buffalo nickel or just slot cornerback position. Over Forbes, over St. Juice. St. Juice to me is more of an outside guy. Forbes is more of an outside guy, but I think Forbes he can play in a slot on third downs for sure because he's a quick, shifty guy. He's a guy that can move and has really good change of direction. So I'm intrigued with him in the slot, but of course he's more of an outside corner. That's predominantly what he played at Mississippi State. Same thing with Ben St. Juice. He's more of an outside corner, but positional flex with Ron Rivera, it's always good to have guys to be able to play multiple positions. So. And then the other quotes that stood out to me was the mic'd up stuff. He says, OTA, so the coaches can go back and evaluate how Howell is controlling the huddle / offense. They'll do it with other quarterbacks too, but Howell's confidence level is noticeable to Ron so far. And Terry Miller also said that Sam Howell has a quiet confidence to him. So Sam's more of a reserved, chill kind of guy. He's not a rah-rah guy, but he did have a nice speech against the Cowboys after he beat up on the Cowboys. So we'll see how Sam does with that type of development there. So all right, so let's get to the play-by-play here. I'm a little all over the place with the play-by-play here, and then I'll read a little bit of Zach Selby's article on today, and then we'll wrap it up for day 5. So this is from Serge the Shooter. He's a photographer for the Commanders. He says the ball placement from Sam Howell, man, he's working. A ball to Curtis Hodges across the middle and a deep pass to Zion Bowens stood out. Now they're ready to move into 7 versus 7. Also says Cole Turner and Curtis Hodges hauled in plenty of passes today. They definitely got some work in from both Sam Howell and Jacoby Brissett. So Cole Turner, once again, man, he's playing really well. He's my breakout candidate. He's my breakout player for this season, man. I think he's going to get more reps and more opportunities. He just has to stay healthy. Same thing Curtis Hodges. He has more opportunities now with Armani Rogers being out for the rest of the season. Serge the Shooter also says Quan Martin broke on a Howell throw that tipped into the air for a Cody Barton interception. They flying around in that zone. So Quan Martin, he's been turning heads. He's been making plays, playing in the slot, playing everywhere, playing at the safety spot. A lot of people have raved about how good Jartavius or Quan Martin has been playing out there, man. I'm really intrigued for the second round pick. So he's a guy who was he was sort of a ball hawk at Illinois too. He had 3 picks last year. And then Cody Barton being at the right place in the right time for the interception. Serge Shooter also said a double move from Cole Turner with Khaleke Hudson trailing him. Howell placed the ball nicely up the sideline to Turner. So my man Cole Turner, he's got some moves to him, man. He can get open. He was a former wide receiver at Nevada when he first started out there. And then he moved over to the tight end position. So, man, I like Cole Turner, man. I'm a big Cole Turner fan. I really am. This is from Chris Russell, who is on with Team 980. He says Sam Howell has been up and down today, but man, when he is on, it's beautiful, just excellent. Will it be more consistent? So I mean, you gotta expect growing pains from a young quarterback. And this guy said he's not a rookie, but he's only had one start. So there's gonna be some growing pains. There's gonna be some stinkers out there. He's gonna have his ups and downs, and I'm ready for that. You know, I want him to have a long leash, not a short leash. Like let's say if he has 2 up and down games, or we start out 1-2 or something like that. I don't want him to be pulled quickly. I'd rather see what the young man can do. Chris Russell also says rookie Quan Martin has been everywhere so far today in sevens and before in smaller, more one-on-one style drills, made 4 pass defenses or breakups that I've seen, including just now jump tipped interception to Barton off Howell. So more praise for Jaquan Martin. Also, Chris Russell says, oh man, rookie Emmanuel Forbes just perfectly timed a pass breakup in front of Jahan Dotson for Sam Howell. And again, just now over Terry McLaurin. So him and Terry McLaurin, they're going to be battling all year in practice, man. Iron sharpens iron. And for Emmanuel Forbes to get better, he has to go up against some of the best receivers in the league, and Terry McLaurin is one of those guys. So Emmanuel Forbes holding his own out there, man, as a rookie, man. I like it. I like it a lot. Chris Russell also says Brissett just dotted up a beautiful ball over the middle in stride for John Bates. John Bates, I don't want to sleep on him either. A lot of people in my comments saying, don't sleep on John Bates. Don't sleep on John Bates. So let's see what he can do this year. He's had 2 solid years. He's a good blocker, but I think John Bates definitely can be used a little bit more in this offense as well. All right. Let's see where I left off. Mitchell Tischler says the 3-throw sequence that embodies a young quarterback. Sam Howell throws a perfect slot shot to Zion Bowens, then comes back and throws a curl into double coverage to Terry that should have been picked off, followed by a perfect deep ball to Curtis Hodges. JP Finley also says Eric Bieniemy's new offense. It's kind of a this is Sam Howell on Eric Bieniemy's new offense. It's kind of a wordy system, but it's a really good system. I've loved it so far. Howell said he's watched a ton of Chiefs film and is trying to match the footwork. Let's see here what else. Matt Paris also says Bieniemy, he made Brian Robinson redo his pre-snap motion. Then after he did it correctly, he made the offense do it again. Simple shiggity. This is the shiggity that's going to win games, he says. So Eric Bieniemy, you know how he is, man. He's a tough coach. He's a yeller. He's a perfectionist. A lot of attention to detail. So even if they score a touchdown, he wants them to run the play again the right way, or whatever play. If he doesn't like it, he's going to make them run it again and again and again. Attention to detail from Eric Bieniemy. Nicky Javala gives Dax Milne some love. He says in man drills with 3 wide receivers going against the 3 DBs, Dax Milne just had a crazy one-handed catch against Rashad Wild, who ran and out and pulled it in with his right hand. So we'll see what Dax Milne does. Let's see if he makes the roster. Personally, I don't think he's going to make the roster this year, but who knows? If they keep 7 receivers, I think he can make the roster. Zach Selby also says Sam Howell drops it in the bucket to Cole Turner for about a 30-yard gain. Also nice route run by Turner to get open. I think that's the same play I was talking about earlier where he had the double move on Khalid Hudson. Sam Howell, Nick Javala says the same thing, that Sam Howell threw a beauty to Cole Turner. Deep ball on the right side in 7 versus 7. Let's see if there's any other notes. Matt Paris says Sam Howell has been really sharp today, including a great over-the-top ball to Cole Turner, but Emmanuel Forbes just had a real good breakup to Sam Howell's pass to Jahan Dotson. So a lot of the same things from a lot of beat reporters here. Nicky Javala also said that Terry McLaurin versus Emmanuel Forbes will make for an entertaining summer this season. So I'm excited, man. Now this is concerning to me from JP Finlay. He says not a great session for the starting offense in the red zone. On at least 3 plays, Howell likely would have been sacked. On 1, Eric Bieniemy was laying into Brian Robinson for a missed block. Last play, Howell connected with Dotson for a touchdown, and he came down hard in the end zone. Howell would have been sacked on the play. Now, the offensive line, it's okay at best. It's still mid. Charles Leno, he got beat pretty badly by Kayvon Thibodeau down the stretch of the season, those last 2 games. Andrew Wiley is okay. He's a solid starter. Nick Gates has been injury prone the last 2 years, played in 10 games 1 year, then had the catastrophic injury the year before. Left guard is a question mark between Chris Paul and Sadiq Charles. Right guard Sam Cosmi has missed a bunch of games in the past 2 seasons. So offensive line is a question mark. It is what it is. It's just a question mark. It really is. They are a question mark. So we'll see how this offensive line does. Craig Hoffman says Jacoby Brissett is having a fantastic day. Just perfectly placed footballs all over the place. Just hit Bates on a seam ball for about 40 yards. So John Bates making plays, Jacoby Brissett making plays. So Jacoby Brissett, man, you can't sleep on him either because he's a veteran. You know, he's a backup, but he's been a good veteran backup for years, and he had his best season last year. So Jacoby Brissett can't sleep on him at all. Rick Snyder said that Jacoby Brissett throws a heater. He throws a lot of fastballs. So receivers have to be ready. He gave Cole Turner a lot of praise as well. So I'll look at the OTA notebook from Zach Selby real quick, and then we'll wrap it up here. So He said he talked about Forbes movements, possibly playing in the slot, not possibly, but just practicing in the slot, getting that position down. Excuse me. Let's see here what else he has. He talked about the Sam Howell to Cole Turner connection on the 30-yard pass over Khalid Hudson. Cody Barton secured his first turnover of the offseason today after Quan Martin deflected a pass from Sam Howell. And then he's also said Sam Howell's connection with Jahan Dotson could be fun to watch. The Cowboys game, they had really good chemistry. He was throwing Jahan Dotson open a couple of times during red zone drills. The two connected on a pass to the end zone with Dotson holding onto the ball despite a hard fall. Granted, Howell likely would have been sacked on the play, but it was still positive to see Howell building chemistry with his receivers. So basically, in a nutshell, man, we see Sam Howell's he had an up and down day, made some progress here and there, but he's a young quarterback. He's going to be mic'd up, learning under the new Bieniemy system and offense. He's got a lot to learn. It's wordy, but he's got a lot to learn. And to learn as a leader and be a vocal leader, being a leader of men at that quarterback position. Cole Turner's turning; he's looking good, man. I'm excited to see Cole Turner this year, and once again, I'm excited to see Emmanuel Forbes and how he plays as a rookie corner. It looks like he's making really good plays already out here. So, all right, you guys let me know what you guys think about OTA Day 5. I'll try to make a video about OTA Day 6 as well, and then of course the 5 players who stood out in week 2, of course, on Friday. All right, you guys, Health Commanders, peace.